How's it going, everybody? Ragiroth here. So we recently found out more details about the second season for Jump Force. We find out there's going to be 5 characters, we know which series each character will be from, and we know the first character we're getting. He actually just came out a few days ago the recording of this, which I completely forgot because I guess it was the same day as Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. But it was Todoroki from My Hero Academia. Certainly not a bad choice. Out of the 4 My Hero Academia characters in the game, Todoroki is probably my favorite. And I sure I can just play the game he's from. My Hero's one's Justice 2, but he at least has a way better ultimate in this game than he does in that game. So in this video, I'm going to make some educated, I suppose if you want to use that word, guesses on who we're getting next, now that we know a bit more about what we're getting from this season pass. So after Todoroki, the next character is from Hunter x Hunter. So I was going to kind of go on this long thing about how it could be either Ryo, Meruem, or Chrollo. However, due to some data mining after Todoroki came out, we actually have a very good idea of who this character is, and it looks like it probably will be Meruem, which I think is probably the best choice. Really cool character, I think pretty popular, never been playable in a I think console game as far as I know, so I'd like to say this is the case and this is who we're getting. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a pretty good choice. I could have done without more Hunter x Hunter characters, but for getting more, I'm glad they're at least most likely choosing him. So up next is... Can I get a hallelujah? We're finally getting another character from YuYu Hakusho, my favorite anime series. Now, I again was going to kind of go on this long thing how it's most likely Hiei, but it could maybe be like Kurama or maybe Kuwabara or Sensui as well. However, again, thanks to the data mine, we have a pretty good idea of who it is, and thankfully it seems to be Hiei. Thankfully. Definitely probably the best part about the season pass character. I was missing most in the character. A lot of people were missing those. At least that was in J-Stars. So this is fantastic news that this data mine does line up, which it usually does. And it makes sense. I feel like he was the most kind of no-brainer character in line, but it's still kind of great for reassurance. Alright, so next up is Bleach. Wow, Bleach got like 5 or 6 characters in this game already, and now it's getting a 7th. I'm guessing this is all due to the anime finally finishing up soon, which I'm super happy about, by the way. Now, this is probably the hardest one to figure out. I feel like the next popular character in line would probably be Byakuya, Ishida, or Kenpachi. Byakuya or Kenpachi would at least be my picks. I absolutely love how they look and fight in the new arc, and they did have pretty big moments. Like, man, I'd love for Kenpachi to have his Akuma mode. I forget if it was his Shikai or Bankai. It's been a long time since I read it. However, they could put in the villain of the final arc, Yuwak? I don't know how to say his name. I guess that's one good thing about getting the anime. Or however the hell you want to say his name. Now, I personally never found Yuwak that interesting, and I feel like many others didn't as well. And that's saying something if me, someone who always wants the villain, isn't too psyched about. He just kind of seems like Zangetsu with a mustache with symbiote powers to me. Okay, that's actually still kind of cool. I honestly just feel Aizen and some of the Espada were just way cooler. But hey, maybe him in animated form might seem a lot more appealing. And for what it's worth, it would be his first playable appearance in a non-mobile game. So that would be something at least. It's really hard to say which route they'd go with on this one. Hell, they might put in Ishida as a villain rep for this. So I'm just going to say Byakuya, Kenpachi, Ishida, or Yuwak. Sorry, I know that's kind of a cop-out. I would love for it to be Ulquiorra, but with the kind of emphasis on this new arc, and since Ulquiorra is unfortunately not around anymore for this arc, I can't see it being him. So the last character is from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This one I think is fairly easy. They could take another character from Part 3. As much as I'd love Kakyoin or Vanilla Ice, I just don't see it. Could be from Part 1 or 2, but I feel like we only got that last time because those anime were still very recent. I think Josuke just missed the mark because Part 4 has been over for a bit now, and I think it'd be a bit too similar to Jotaro, so I'm going to say Giorno. Part 5 was just recent enough, and I feel like it'd be fairly unique. Could be Jolene as well, but I feel like she only has a shot if Yuwak is the character from Bleach, as they're both characters that have not actually been animated yet. However, we don't really know when these characters are coming out. For all we know, the Part 6 anime and the Bleach anime might have already started by the time we get the Bleach and JoJo's character. But my gut really does tell me it's probably going to be Giorno, though. I think they already have enough to work with. He's still kind of popular and relevant. Yeah, I think it's mostly going to be Giorno, which is fine. It's fine. So, that's about it for my predictions. I guess it was a little cut short, just because of, I guess, the recent data mines of Hiei and Meruem, but I think that's just fantastic news, and I haven't really seen too many people cover it, at least as of now, at the time of this recording. So I first have to say it is a bit unfortunate and frustrating that they're not adding any new series. If I had to guess, I'm going to say they can only afford a set amount of licenses, and they can't really afford any more post-launch. I also do think it's a travesty that no more Fist of the North Star or Black Clover characters are getting in. As I love both series, both have other fantastic characters, and haven't had too many games on like DBZ, Naruto, or One Piece, at least lately. I personally would have preferred one of these get another character over Hunter x Hunter, My Hero, and maybe Bleach, depending on the character choices from them. But that's just me, though. However, I do have to applaud them for something, and that's for holding back on putting any more goddamn DBZ, One Piece, or Naruto characters in the game. At least they got the message there. And thank you so much for putting another YuYu Hakusho character, and it most likely being Hiei. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you agree with these predictions? What are your predictions? Let me know. Thank you for checking out this video, and as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome.